Hi everyone, welcome to the 6th through 12th grade clubs training. I would like to start by introducing myself. My name is Ishrat Ahmed and I'm a club success specialist at Girls Who Code. I will be leading you through today's webinar, Launch Your Club, which will provide you with everything you need to start and run your club. The slides and a recording for this presentation will be available on Girls Who Code HQ. Let's start with the mission of Girls Who Code. Girls Who Code is an international nonprofit organization working to close the gender gap in technology. Our programs educate, equip, and inspire girls with the computing skills they'll need to pursue 21st century opportunities. If you are joining us today, it means that you are interested in starting or running a Girls Who Code club. Girls Who Code clubs are a fun, supportive environment for girls to get together and learn computer science by building a project they care about. Just last year, we had over 5,000 active clubs, and in the next year, we hope to grow to 10,000. Throughout this experience, the girls will learn both hard computer science skills like Scratch, Python, and JavaScript, and soft interpersonal skills like collaboration and teamwork. Together, your club will build a project on a topic that is important to them and their community. Here's our agenda for this session. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll cover everything you need to launch your club. We'll start with an overview of Girls Who Code clubs, then I'll cover how to run one. After that, we'll walk through some of the specific things you need to do to run and prep for your role as a facilitator. This section will include information on where to find certain resources in Girls Who Code HQ. Here are the 3 things you need to do to get started with your club. We'll be covering a lot of information in this webinar, but I wanted to highlight the most important things. First, you'll need to log on to Girls Who Code HQ and review all of your materials to run your club. We recommend going through the Plan Your Club checklist under the Facilitator Toolkit. Second, you'll want to recruit girls and prep your meeting space with materials from the Facilitator Toolkit. Third, you should create your club's project webpage on Weebly, a free website building tool. Let's start with an overview of Girls Who Code clubs. Girls Who Code clubs are free after-school or weekend programs that let you use computer science to impact your community and join a sisterhood of supportive peers and role models. Our clubs are designed to allow both students and teachers with any level of experience to start learning computer science. They're hosted at nonprofit locations such as libraries, museums, and schools nationwide, and provide leveled resources to meet students' diverse needs and interests. Here are a few things that make our clubs special. Clubs help girls see themselves as computer scientists who can one day change the world. We do this by zooming in on 3 areas that will help students not just learn how to write code, but to dream up and collaborate and actually build things. With key concepts in coding, we focus on the fundamentals of coding that apply to all programming languages and are important no matter what girls decide to build. Collaborative design is important because it's not just enough to write code. We teach girls to work together as a team to imagine products and come up with plans to design, build, and test what they make. Finally, we leverage each club member's personal strengths. We know that being a great computer scientist requires more than knowing how to code. It's also about growing the strengths. In a club, girls build bravery, resilience, purpose, and creativity alongside their coding skills to help them define what success means to them and reach it. As for logistics, clubs run for as little as 10 weeks and up to a full school year after school or on the weekends. We recommend you start with 15 meetings. Each club will revolve around one central activity, the Girls Who Code project. This is the portfolio website featuring projects about a topic they choose. Throughout the duration of the club, the girls will harness the 3 key areas I mentioned before to take an idea from conception to execution. You'll guide them through activities to facilitate this process, and they'll learn the CS skills they need to build the project by following self-guided tutorials. There are 5 major parts to our curriculum. Each component was developed to build both the hard and soft skills I mentioned earlier. Our club's curriculum is designed to allow students to learn CS and build character traits to persist in computer science long-term. In the Women in Tech Spotlights, the girls will explore bravery, resilience, creativity, and purpose through real-life examples of computer scientists. They will learn computer science through self-guided tutorials throughout the year. You will help them plan through fun activities to pick a focus and agree on what the club wants to create. They'll build their project with interactive activities to keep track of progress and test their work. Finally, near the end of the club, the girls will celebrate while looking back on challenges, friendships, progress, and accomplishments. An individual club meeting has 3 major sections. Each club meeting should follow the same 3-part agenda using activities from the curriculum overview on the previous slide. This simple routine helps to create a common experience across all Girls Who Code clubs and makes your club a part of our national movement. The first 5 minutes will be a spotlight about a woman in tech. Each spotlight includes a bio of that woman, videos related to their work, and discussion questions for the club. From there, you'll move into your Girls Who Code project, which comprises the bulk of the meeting. During this time, the girls learn CS using self-guided tutorials. As a facilitator, you'll lead them through plan, build, or celebrate activities to help the club complete its project. This section usually takes 40 minutes, but can be extended or shortened based on your constraints. You'll close out the club session with a quick 5-minute stand-up to keep everyone up to date on what each person is working on and their accomplishments from that day. The club plans link in HQ will help you access the agendas and materials for each meeting. A Girls Who Code project is what each club plans, builds, and celebrates together. For most clubs, their Girls Who Code project takes the form of a portfolio-style website. Once you have registered on HQ, recruited girls, and set up your club space, you'll want to set up your club project on Weebly. To do that, go to the club plans in the main sidebar menu page. Under club plans, you will find setting up your club's GWC project. Once you click into that, you'll find detailed instructions to get started. Check out some example Girls Who Code projects that students have made and problems they aim to solve. For example, Let Us Eat is a game created by 3 high school seniors to educate people about nutrition and help them learn about how to take care of their dietary needs. Now let's give you a quick overview of your role. Our facilitator role is a unique part of the club experience. Think of a facilitator as part teacher role model and part project manager. It is your role to make sure the girls are on track to complete a project, and you'll be their biggest advocate along the way. The girls in your club will look to you to set an example by modeling a safe, fun environment where they're free to take risks, get comfortable with failure and perseverance, and explore their interests. A computer science background is not required for our facilitators, as you'll be able to learn CS alongside the girls in your club. What is most important is getting familiar with the lessons before a meeting, setting the right tone, and having fun. In the next few weeks, we will be releasing a monthly technical webinar to help you get started setting up your club's project page. Now that you have a good sense of how our program is structured, the club curriculum, and a basic overview of your role, let's talk about how you can navigate hq.girlswhocode.com and find resources such as HQ registration, club plans, self-guided CS tutorials, and student recruitment. You are welcome to walk through along this portion of the webinar by going to hq.girlswhocode.com. HQ is where the club happens. On it, you'll find session plans, tutorials, and much more. Before we go on into navigating HQ, I want to quickly highlight a few things that have changed on HQ from last year. The navigation bar now expands to show all activities under each curriculum item. Navigation bar appears on all pages, and facilitators and students can use it to navigate to any part of the curriculum without having to go back to the home page. Next, activities that have been viewed are now bolded. Finally, the last activity of each set now has a button called I'm Done that students can click to indicate the entire lesson has been completed. As I mentioned before, each club centers on an idea or issue that the club cares about. The club can focus on anything they dream up, from getting homework help to younger kids, to showing the world just how awesome their favorite books are. The website can be shared with others to show what was designed and built, and how the club worked together to explore the impact of computer science. We now have added Project Gallery on HQ, where clubs can upload their final Girls Who Code project. Let's take a look at what it looks like for a student to register on HQ. They will want to enter the country they live in, as well as the student's birth date. This gives a customized experience where the student will be able to click on I want to join a club as a club member, then click continue. Now the student will enter their student email address. If the student does not have an email address, you can contact your club success specialist for more resources. The student will make up a password that meets the criteria here. Finally, the student will enter their first name and last name. Once they agree to the terms and the privacy policy, they can click continue. Now it is time for the parents' information. This is where they can enter their parents' first name, last name, email address, phone number, and finally, their relationship to the participant. There is an option to enter another parent or guardian at this time, then click continue. Now it is time for the student to join your club. This is where you will have provided the students with your 2019-2020 club code, and it will be entered here. If you or your girls have any issues logging into HQ, you can email your assigned club success specialist or email clubs@girlswhocode.com. On the left sidebar, you'll see links to the club plans. The different components of our curriculum grouped into a main menu item, as I mentioned before, and the facilitator toolkit. Under club plans, you'll find 3 different options, and if you click one step further, you'll find the high-level overview of each club plan. Notice that in each meeting, there is a goal and individual links to the Women in Tech Spotlights, Learn tutorials, Plan, Build, Celebrate activities, and stand-ups. Clicking on any of these links will open them up for you in a new window. We suggest the standard plan, which can be run in 15 meetings or more. If you're crunched for time, you can choose the mini plan and run your club in 10 meetings. If you have a vision of how you'd like to run your club outside of these options, you can choose to design your own club plan. Once you select your plan, you'll see an overview of each meeting, including the goal and links to the activities on HQ. Before each meeting, we suggest reading Women in Tech Spotlight, familiarizing yourself with the Learn, Plan, Build, Celebrate activity, and previewing the stand-up prompts and making adjustments as needed. Next, under the Learn menu on HQ, you'll find self-guided lessons for students to learn computer science using Scratch, Python, or JavaScript. Under Facilitator Toolkit, you'll find facilitator resources to recruit students. Scroll down to Student Recruitment Resources. Here you'll find recruitment tips, a flyer you can print out to recruit students, a sample info session slide deck, and the Girls Who Code Media Kit with high-resolution logos and photos for decoration. Depending on your site location, you may need to use different techniques to recruit club members. If you're in a school, reaching out to other teachers is a great way to find more girls. If you are at a library, it might be helpful to hold an informal or informational first meeting. Once your club is up and running, you might have some issues with attendance. This is typical, as many after-school programs have a core group of students and a handful that come in and out. For the latter, we don't want to discourage those girls. Keep in mind that the materials are developed in a way so they can work at their own pace and stop and start as needed. Now that you have a good sense of how to navigate HQ and how to run your club, let's get you prepped to launch yours. Take a moment to read through our Facilitator Code of Conduct. As a reminder, a Girls Who Code facilitator is part teacher, role model, and part project manager. It is important that you are modeling expectations and creating a safe environment for the girls. We leave you some freedom in how you choose to do that, but expect that you comply with our Code of Conduct. Keep in mind, your site might have additional expectations for volunteers. Please check in with your decision maker to find out if this may be the case. The Code of Conduct can be found on the Facilitator Toolkit in HQ. Lastly, I would like to mention benefits that come with registering on HQ and additional resources for running your club. Registering for HQ will give your club access to the club's fund. Clubs with 3 or more students will receive a small grant to buy supplies for their club depending on the fulfillment option they choose. More information to come via email from your CSS by early fall 2019. For the girls, registering on HQ will give them benefits with Girls Who Code, such as preference in our summer immersion program and access to Hire Me, a job board just for Girls Who Code members. On HQ, you will find self-guided lessons and recorded tutorials to learn computer science. Each club will be assigned a club success specialist that they can reach out to directly, either through email or video chat, to help answer any questions you may have. Keep an eye out for an email from them around when your club becomes active. If you haven't heard from your club success specialist or would like to connect sooner, you can email clubs@girlswhocode.com to request connecting with your CSS. Keep in mind, some girls might come to the club without their own personal email address. They can use a school student or a parent guardian's email address, or you can carve out some time during that meeting to help them create one. But make sure to get parent permission beforehand. Additionally, set aside most of the first meeting time to support girls with their HQ registration and other login setups, like for Scratch or Trinket. Also, keep in mind that additional time is needed to prepare for the first club meeting. We recommend that facilitators complete at least one self-guided lesson from the club plan as a student. You can do either Python or Scratch. There will also be monthly technical webinars and more information for how to sign up in upcoming CSS email communications. We are going to move into Q&A now by reviewing some of the commonly asked questions. Who is eligible to join a club? Clubs serve all girls, especially those who are middle and high school aged, are underrepresented in computer science and technology fields, have little to no access or exposure to computer science education in school, are free and reduced lunch eligible, identify as female regardless of gender assignment at birth or legal recognition. How are facilitators supported? Girls Who Code provides you with all the tools that you need, including our 30-minute training to prepare and run your club, an online platform to access our curriculum, support to help you with questions once an application is approved, in-person and virtual events with corporate partners may be available. What is the time commitment required to be a facilitator? Including travel and prep time, facilitators should be available 2 to 4 hours per week for the duration of the club. While our curriculum is flexible, we recommend that all clubs meet weekly for 1 to 2 hours after school or on weekends. Clubs may be hosted over fall semester, approximately September through December, spring semester, January through May, or the entire academic year, September through May. How much does a club cost? Clubs are 100% free to attend. For 6th through 12th grade clubs, clubs provide computer and internet access to all club members. Can a club have more than one facilitator? Yes, your club can definitely have more than one facilitator. Adding additional facilitators is a great way to share responsibilities, provide more role models for students, and get more people from your community involved in the Girls Who Code movement. Where can I find clubs recorded or live training, webinars, facilitator toolkit, or other facilitator resources? The first place to look for training materials and resources is always our learning platform, HQ. Once you've completed the application and received your club code, you'll be able to access our full suite of materials on HQ automatically. If you have any issues registering or logging into HQ, or if you are having a hard time finding materials, please contact your club success specialist. Thank you again for your time. If you have any further questions, you can contact your club success specialist directly to get those questions addressed. We wish you best of luck in running your club and look forward to hearing amazing stories about your clubs in this year.